Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan and I do this video every year and I always look forward to it. So I take a look at the top trending hairstyles for men and put together a video of my top picks. So without further ado, here are the hottest hairstyles for men in 2024 from a woman's perspective. The first one here is the old money hairstyle. Now I know the term old money can be a bit much, but I can see why they used the terminology here. This one features a classic side part that is evergreen in the men's hair world. It's not bold or showy, it's understated, timeless, and classy. Probably my favorite on the list today actually, which is why I put it as number one. I particularly like this one because it can work for so many different face shapes and is not hard to pull off. Sometimes men's hairstyles can be a bit daring or out there and a little bit more difficult to pull off, but not this one. Definitely would consider this to be a quiet luxury type of look. And just a tip here, if you're going to get your hair cut, the sides should be at least 1 inch and then at least 2.5 inches on the top so you get more of a flowy look. In terms of styling, you've got a few different options here depending on your desired end result. First would be using something like the Forte Control Clay. This is going to be great for guys with medium to thick hair. And this more medium length hairstyle and great for guys who are looking to achieve a more volumized, textured look. This is also going to have a strong hold with a matte finish. So that's one route you can go. The other route you can go is the Forte Styling Cream. This one's going to be more touchable. It's more of a light to medium hold with, again, a matte finish. This is perfect for a flowy, looser, more natural looking hairstyle. It's going to be a little less stiff, more touchable, right? This is great for guys with thin or fine hair who might have trouble styling and want that volume because it's lightweight. And if you're interested in checking out any of the Forte products that I mentioned in this video, I actually have an affiliate link down in the video description, and you can use my code Courtney Ryan to get 10% off of your order. So those are the two products that I'd recommend for this specific hairstyle. I know some people recommend a pomade in this scenario, but I think as we're entering the warmer months of the year, sometimes a pomade can just make us look a little bit greasy. I also think it's easy to overdo it in a scenario like this, so I would go for something that's going to give you more of a matte finish, that's going to keep you from looking oily and greasy. And for this specific old money hairstyle, you want more of that flowy, touchable look and not so much a shiny, slicked back type of look. That's great for other hairstyles, but for this one, I would recommend the clay or the styling cream, depending on your hair type and your desired outcome that you're looking for. And let me also say, the look where one little piece of hair falls down onto your forehead makes me unwell. In the best way. Okay, next up we have a 2-in-1, which is a natural fade or a taper fade. Now I know a variation of a fade is on pretty much every list out there and you're probably tired of hearing it, but it's for good reason. It's a versatile hairstyle that looks great on a variety of men and it's a solid choice. I'm including both a natural fade and a taper fade in this point because I like them both for similar reasons. Now I like these because they look less blunt and both create more of a natural look. Now this includes a gradual transition of hair length from the top to the sides and the back of the head. Additionally here, the taper fade haircut is fairly low maintenance because it still looks good as it grows out and it's easy to style, making it a practical choice for many men out there. I think these two styles specifically are a lot easier to pull off than some of the other type of fades that I've seen. I know a lot of people will do a skin fade, which can look really great, but I think this is one that's a little bit more drastic and bold. So it can just be a bit more difficult to pull off. And also those styles are a little bit more high maintenance. You have to get pretty frequent haircuts with those if you want the contrast and the drastic look between the sides of your head and the length on top. So with more of a natural fade and a taper fade, there are plenty of different styling products that can be used here, depending on what direction you want to go with the longer hair that you have on top, and the type of hair that you have as well. So keep those factors in mind when you're choosing a product. Next up, we have the quiff variations. Now, I featured the quiff in my 2023 video, and it is here again for good reason. It's another classic that you just can't go wrong with. I love the resurgence of classics. It's what my channel is all about. So I say quiff variations because I have two different options here depending on your desired outcome. The first one being the classic quiff, which is more formal, has a classic shape, and the second being the textured or messy quiff, which is more flowy and dynamic, a bit less formal, I would say. You know, think about the words messy or textured. That's kind of what you get with this one. Now, the great thing about this cut is that you get one haircut, but the way you style it will give you two totally different styles depending on your desired outcome. Maybe think about the outfit you'll be wearing, the setting that you're in. If you're wearing a suit, maybe go for the classic quiff. If you're wearing something very casual, maybe go for the textured or messy quiff. The quiff requires extra length for the hair on top combined with a fade haircut on the sides and the back of the head. It does require a bit of styling, so be prepared for that if you choose this hairstyle. I absolutely love this hairstyle. If you couldn't tell, I think the added volume with a quiff looks fantastic and is a manly yet stylish appearance. I'd recommend using something like Forte Styling Cream along with their blow dryer. That's going to give you that extra volume and really help this stay in place. The blow dryer will really help with shape and giving you more of a precise style. Next up, we have Curls Gone Wild. Girls love curls, what can I say? Last year when I made this video, my hairstylist actually told me that she had had a ton of men come in and get perms because they wanted this curly, very trendy hairstyle. But even if you're a guy who doesn't necessarily have curls, I think a bit of a messy, textured, or tousled look here is really great too. This is a hairstyle that embraces the natural texture of curly hair. This style typically involves growing out your hair long enough to allow those curls to form naturally. If you're going for more of a true curl, I'd recommend something like a curl cream. This is going to really help enhance your curls and reduce frizz. If you're a guy with textured hair, I would recommend using something to help that frizz out. If you're going for more of a textured or tousled look, I'd recommend something like a sea salt spray. This is going to give you some texture and help give you that effortless sort of bedhead look that a lot of guys go for. My natural hair is actually more of a beachy wave, and I use the sea salt spray in the summer when I want to wear my hair naturally and help with the frizz, but also give my hair a little bit of texture and make it look like I'm fresh off the beach. So I love this stuff. I use it myself. Highly recommend. Next up, we have 90s hunk hair, which was on my 2023 list as well, and it's carried over into 2024. Think River Phoenix, Keanu Reeves, Johnny Depp, and Brad Pitt. They all rocked this style at one point, or still do. Timothée Chalamet is often seen rocking this, and the Curls Gone Wild hairstyle, a bit of a hybrid. Now, I would say this style typically tends to look better on guys who have a more defined jawline or angular features. It can kind of round you out a little bit, which won't be complimentary to my guys with rounder faces. Just something to note before you choose this hairstyle. Also best suited for men with medium or thick hair. If you're a guy who has thinning hair, you don't have a lot that you're working with, I would not recommend a long hairstyle. It's going to weigh your hair down and make it look even thinner and be very difficult to style. So would only recommend this hairstyle if you are a guy with more medium or thick hair. And a pro tip that I found online for you guys, some guys like to keep a bit of a length right at the nape of the neck that sort of sticks out on the sides. This makes it feel a little bit more natural than some of those super 90s versions that can kind of end up looking like a bad bowl cut, which we don't want. For this one, I'd recommend the Forte Texture Powder. This is going to give you a medium hold, perfect for achieving this trendy, carefree look. It's going to create thickness, volume, and texture. You know, if you're feeling a little bit lazy with your hair, this is a super convenient scoop-free application. It's great for guys with busy lifestyles. You just sprinkle, scrunch, and go. It's that easy. No flaking or residue for this one. It's not sticky, and this also works for guys with thin or fine hair as well. So if you're choosing another hairstyle on this list and you're a guy who has thin, fine hair and you want a little bit of texture without adding a ton of product, this could be the product for you. Next, we have a crew cut, another shorter on the sides and longer on the top type of style. I swear almost every time I've asked a woman what they like, short on the sides and long on the top is the answer. But a crew cut is a classic. It's a short men's hairstyle that's tapered on the sides and back, but slightly longer on the top. Again, only slightly, not too long. The top section of the hair is usually between 1/2 inch to 2 inches long and gradually gets shorter towards the back of the head. Crew cuts are low maintenance, practical, and can suit nearly anyone. If you have finer hair, I'd recommend keeping the top a little bit shorter, but if you're a guy who has more thick, full hair, you can take it a little bit longer. Think of celebs like Ryan Gosling or Chris Hemsworth for this one. What I like about the crew cut is that it's still shorter on the sides and longer on the top, but the length on the top here works so well for guys who have thin or fine hair and can actually make it look more full. Again, if you're a guy watching who has thin or fine hair, it's okay. There are styles out there that are going to work in your favor. Others might not as much, but the crew cut is one that is really going to work to your advantage. If you go too long, your hair is going to weigh itself down and not have that volume that you're looking for with something like a quiff, and can actually end up making your hair look a lot more sparse. So something like the crew cut that's still shorter on the sides and has a little bit of length on the top is going to fill your hair out, make it look more full and voluminous, and really work to your advantage. Now, there were two hairstyles I saw that were very trendy and very popular that I wasn't a fan of, and I wanted to quickly mention them in case you're wondering why these two did not make it onto my list. The first one being something called the Edgar, which is basically a bowl cut, or that's at least what it looks like to me. Now, I'm sure this works for some guys out there, but this is one to me that looks incredibly difficult to pull off and just isn't the most flattering in nearly every photo that I saw. So wasn't a fan of that one, and also still not a fan of the mullet. Maybe one day I'll come around, but for now, I can't get on board, and I don't feel right including it in a list that I like. So these are of course just my opinions. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. Let me know down in the comments, what hairstyle are you rocking? What are some hairstyles you've been thinking about checking out? Would just love to hear from you guys down in the comments. Also, I've been rocking the same hairstyle for what feels like forever, so if you guys have any suggestions for me, I would love to hear from you as well. I'm open to suggestions and would love to hear what you guys think. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Also, just wanted to mention again that if you're interested in checking out any of the Forte products that I mentioned in this video, or any of their other products that maybe didn't make it on my list today, there's a link down in the description and you can use my code Courtney Ryan for 10% off of your order. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.